Leadership and influence are intrinsically linked. You must also be an influencer to be a leader. Now, this concept isn't a new phenomenon. In the 5th century BC, philosopher and military strategist Sun Tzu posted that leaders must treat people right to get results. Echoing this sentiment in his 1936 classic, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie laid out enduring lessons that can still help you become a better leader and influencer. As Carnegie famously remarked, you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. So, here's how this proved to be so true for me. When I assumed my role as a district resource teacher, I joined a team of professionals who were very good at their jobs. As a result, they had strong opinions on how to accomplish our mission. And during our meetings, well, team members would vigorously debate their positions. As the new person at the table, I wasn't sure how to contribute to the discussion at my first department meeting. So, I decided to watch, listen, and learn. Once the meeting was over, I would meet with different team members to understand their position. After a couple of meetings, I actively participated in the meetings, as if I had been in the department for years. So how did I assimilate so quickly into the environment? Well, I spent the first few weeks building relationships using the strategies I learned from Dale Carnegie. So, let's explore some key points to becoming an effective influencer and drive your vision forward. So, we're going to talk about mastering Carnegie's principles for influence. Because while that book was written a long time ago, it is still one of the most influential books that I have read. Because Dale Carnegie outlined several principles crucial for influencing others. Let's start with don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Yes, negative feedback can alienate people. Instead, fostering a constructive environment encourages collaboration. Next is show interest in other people. Take the time to know your colleagues genuinely. This means understanding their motivations, which can help align their objectives with your vision. How about being a good listener? So listening helps you gather valuable information and shows others that you value their input. One of my favorites is win someone over by finding common ground. This has been instrumental in my career. So start with points of agreement to build rapport before delving into areas of disagreement. And something all great leaders should do: ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Engaging others by asking their opinions fosters a sense of ownership and involvement. How about this one? Show respect for others' opinions. Even when you disagree, showing respect can open avenues for dialogue and mutual understanding. We can agree to disagree. Another one that I work very hard at is admit when you're wrong. So quick and empathetically acknowledging mistakes can mitigate negative repercussions and build trust, which is critical as a leader. Use encouragement. Yes, empowering others with words of encouragement fosters a supportive atmosphere conducive to success. How about this last one? Talk in terms of others' interest. Frame your ideas in a way that aligns with the interests and goals of your team members. You see, if you use these 9 skills, you will draw people to you, making them more likely to own a part of your vision and work towards its achievement. Now I want to talk about crafting a strategic plan for influence. Because to influence others effectively, you need to develop a strategic plan that covers, first and foremost, inspiring. Yes, share a compelling vision that resonates with your team. Tell stories, offer examples, and paint a picture of the future that everyone can relate to. It also helps when they can see themselves in that painting. You also want to empower. So provide resources and authority to your team so that they can take ownership of their task. Trust them to make decisions and contribute meaningfully. Next is equipping. You want to ensure your team has the necessary tools and training to succeed. Invest in their growth and development, and it will pay dividends for the organization. How about providing support? That's our last area in this particular category. So be there for your team. Offer guidance, listen to concerns, and provide constructive feedback. Now let's talk about investing in your team. So take the time to invest in your team by listening to their needs. Pay attention to what your team members need to excel in their role. Use open-ended questions. So ask questions that encourage detailed responses, helping you gather more comprehensive information. Welcome their involvement. So I want you to encourage team members to participate actively in discussions and decision-making process. Remember my example about the very strong, opinionated discussions we had when I became a district resource teacher. But that encouraged people to take ownership and to be a part of the problem-solving process. Even if you're having intense conversation, be respectful and flexible. So respect their ideas and be willing to adapt when necessary. Just because you're the leader doesn't mean that you have all of the answers. You need to also be transparent. If you want to become an influencer, honesty and transparency builds trust and credibility. So you have to do that in order to influence. And then doing what you say. This is so important. To keep your promises, because if you keep your promises, then you will build trust and integrity. The next key point is balancing formal and informal power, because there is both. Both formal and informal power plays a crucial role in your ability to influence and support your team. So, to maximize your influence, cultivate relationships at all levels. So build connections throughout the organization to expand your network and influence. Understand before you try to persuade. Now, to do that, you have to take the time to understand different perspectives before trying to persuade others to see yours. This is why it's important to understand your formal and your informal leaders and their connections. Next, I want you to maintain open and friendly communication. So always make sure that you ensure your tone and your body language convey openness and friendliness, even when you don't like what the person is saying to you. You are listening to understand. Remember that. And then continuously develop your expertise. So you want to enhance your skills and knowledge to add more value to others. Influence and leadership in tandem is the next key point. By becoming an influencer, you are going to have to face some challenges. And there are many challenges for being the leader. But these two roles can and will and are intertwined. So true leaders leverage their formal authority and informal influence to drive their vision forward. By mastering these principles and strategically planning your approach, you can become a compelling influencer and effective leader, guiding your team toward collective success.